Did you know a crocodile can slow its heart down to 2 beats a minute and just sit there, frozen, for up to an hour, waiting for the one moment that actually matters? 2 beats a minute. Completely still while everything around it is splashing and screaming and panicking like the world is ending. That prehistoric, cold-blooded killing machine is just chilling. Patient. Present. Locked in. Now picture being able to do that. Not the killing part, don't get weird on me, I mean the stillness. The kind of calm that makes people uncomfortable. The kind that doesn't flinch when everything else is falling apart. The kind that makes someone look at you and go, "Why aren't you freaking out right now?" And you just shrug and say, "Because I trained for this." Here's the thing, we're all out here playing whack-a-mole with our own anxiety. Something stresses you out, you scroll. You feel sad, you snack. You feel insecure, you buy something. You feel exposed, you edit the selfie until you don't recognize yourself. But the real flex isn't reacting at all. It's watching chaos show up at your door and going, "Not today, I'm not home." That's power. That's peace. That's a kind of presence that doesn't need to explain itself, because it already is the proof. But let's be honest, calm doesn't trend. Drama does. Chaos does. Crying in your car to a breakup playlist somehow feels more relatable than taking one breath and saying, "This too shall pass." So what if being unbothered was the actual rebellion? What if your stillness was the middle finger to a culture that's addicted to panic? Notice how the loudest person in the room is usually the most scared one, and the quiet one in the corner is watching, listening, already 3 moves ahead. Calm isn't weak, it's discipline. It's emotional jiu-jitsu. It's refusing to let some random comment live rent-free in your head. You don't need to stop the storm, you just need to stop letting the storm drive. I get it though, it's hard. You've been trained to react. You've been wired to need the noise. You grab your phone like it's a defibrillator for your own nervous system. You can't even sit on the toilet without 3 conspiracy videos, 2 cat clips, and some guy yelling about real estate from a shed. Silence feels like dying. Stillness feels like failing. But what if stillness is actually the cure? Here's what nobody tells you: your nervous system doesn't know how much money you make, how good you look, how many followers you have, or how many problems you're pretending you don't have. It only asks one question: am I safe right now? And every time you go chasing drama or validation or chaos, the answer it hears is no. So it tightens up, it speeds up, it panics, until your whole body turns into a battlefield of stress. That's why you're exhausted. That's why your soul feels like it's running on 2%. That's why even the good days feel like a short break between meltdowns. You're not lazy, you're not broken, you're just fried, pulled in 20 directions, and somehow still stuck in place. Ever notice that, working, surviving, posting, showing up, and still feeling like you're going nowhere? That's because noise doesn't move you forward, it just spins you in circles. Real calm, earned crocodile level calm, that's your way out. Because once you're actually calm, you stop chasing things that don't matter. You stop performing for people you don't even like. You stop trading your peace for cheap little dopamine hits that leave you emptier than before. You start showing up with clarity, with quiet confidence, the kind that makes people say, "I don't know what they have, but I want it." Calm is rare now, and anything rare is valuable. You've met someone like that, so composed it almost annoyed you. Everyone in the group chat is losing it over a typo or some petty drama, and one person is just sipping their tea, not reacting, not picking sides, not feeding the circus, just steady, like a mountain. And it makes you a little furious. Why aren't you panicking with the rest of us? And they just look at you, peaceful, like they already made their peace with every possible outcome before it even happened. That kind of energy is magnetic and a little terrifying, because deep down we all know we don't have it yet. Most of us are walking around like open wounds with Wi-Fi. Constantly reacting, constantly seeking a little proof that we matter, constantly waiting on a notification to hand us some meaning. But the calm ones, the ones who don't argue, don't gossip, don't over-explain, don't chase, they feel almost alien. Like monks who wandered into modern life by accident. That's because we've been taught to see stillness as weakness, silence as not caring, not engaging as giving up. But sometimes silence is a strategy. Sometimes peace is the actual power move. And that kind of calm isn't something you're born with, it's something you build. They weren't naturally like that. They chose it. They trained for it. You think they never wanted to snap back or explode or prove a point? Of course they did. They just practiced restraint instead. They learned the almost lost skill of shutting up and observing. They understood that energy is currency, and every time you react to nonsense, you're spending yours on garbage. That kind of discipline doesn't come from a book or some clip online with Alpha Mindset in the title. It comes from reps. Daily emotional reps. It starts small, like that one text from your ex, the one that makes your stomach drop. Don't answer right away. Wait. Breathe. Take your power back in that pause. Every time you choose the pause over the reaction, you're building the muscle. Every time you let a passive-aggressive comment slide instead of building an entire courtroom drama in your head, you're getting stronger. Every time you sit with a feeling instead of running from it, you're laying another brick in your fortress of calm. It's not glamorous, nobody claps for you. You don't get a trophy for not losing it when your manager says something condescending. But you do get stronger. You start noticing it, you flinch less, you overthink less, you get pulled into chaos less easily. You start choosing peace, not because you're soft, but because you're done paying rent on emotions you already moved out of. And people notice, trust me, they feel it before they even see it. There's a quiet power that enters a room before you've said a single word. It's the energy of someone who doesn't need to prove anything, who doesn't fall apart when they're misread, who isn't chasing closure or a comeback line or someone's approval. You become someone who doesn't just have presence, you become presence itself. Rooted. Steady. Unshakable. And yeah, it's going to unsettle people. Calm confuses chaotic people. It makes insecure people itchy. They'll poke at you, try to stir something up, try to figure out your deal, because your peace is louder than their noise, and honestly, that's beautifully disruptive. It's almost revolutionary in a world that profits off your fear, rewards your outrage, and feeds on your restlessness. Being calm is basically rebellion. It's saying, I see your panic, and I'm opting out. That's next level strength, and it's rare, which is exactly what makes it priceless. Because when you meet someone who's genuinely calm, you're not looking at someone relaxed, you're looking at someone who did the work. Who dug through their own mess. Who sat in their discomfort instead of running. Who walked through their own emotional earthquakes and came out the other side, not untouched, but anchored. They're not immune to pain, they just stopped letting pain drive the car. They took the wheel back, and now they're cruising, steady, focused, untouchable in the best way possible. So if you're building that, if you're learning to pause, to breathe, to not take the bait, to hold your power quietly, keep going. You're doing the hardest thing there is, you're rewiring yourself. And yeah, it's uncomfortable. There will be days you feel like exploding, where staying quiet feels like swallowing glass, where every part of you wants to scream, "Why am I even doing this?" But then one day someone tries to pull you back into the chaos, and you just smile. Not a sarcastic smile, a genuinely peaceful one, because you've seen this movie before, you know exactly how it ends, and you already walked out of that theater. You're watching your life from a different seat now. You've upgraded. You've evolved. And your peace, your composure, it isn't passive, it's active, it's alive, it's powerful, it's yours. And you earn every second of it, one uncomfortable breath at a time.